Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today I have the keys to the 2020 Subaru BRZ. I borrowed this from Carolina Auto Direct. I was out here filming a few other vehicles and spotted this in the back of the lot. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. They're always getting in some awesome inventory, so definitely take a look at that. But for today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. I'm in the market for a fun, affordable sports car. I have the Subaru BRZ Scion FRS, maybe, and there's the Toyota 86 and the Toyota GR86, so the all-new model. The Scion FRS, they don't make that anymore, a lot more older than what I'm looking at, but it's kind of the four of those cars, if you want to see it, say that. So we have the 6-speed manual for this BRZ, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a huge fan of blue. I have a blue Tacoma, which is kind of going. Check out that separate video about that. So it's been a while since I've actually been behind the wheel of a 6-speed BRZ or FRS. We took the GR86 to the Tail of the Dragon, but that was an automatic, so I didn't really get the full effect of the manual transmission. So with the BRZ that you see in front of me now, obviously we have it finished off in blue. Really nice set of wheels. I believe that this is the performance pack because we have the heated seats, a little bit more upgrades that I think you get over a base BRZ. So this is a premium package, I think, is kind of what I would be looking at. And I'm just torn between the Subaru or the Toyota because I'm a huge Toyota fan, even though this is essentially the same vehicle just with different badges. You could probably get away with putting Toyota badges on this and no one would really know the difference until you got up close and personal with the car. So with a quick walk around, let's go ahead, hook up the cameras, get this out on the road and see if I can come up with a decision. So as I was setting up the camera angles here, it reminded me just how small this car actually is. I own an Audi R8. I've been around multiple sports cars. This is a lot more smaller than I remember it. Now we do have the back seats, which I wouldn't be using at all, mainly for extra storage or maybe do some kind of seat delete. And so far, it's taken a sec to get used to the clutch. It is so engaging. The bite point is very, very quick. So there's not a lot of play in the clutch pedal, which is nice. You can row through these gears much, much faster than some other vehicles. So right off the bat, just getting up to speed, getting my bearings with this car. I do like it. There's 3 different options to go with. We have the BRZ FRS and the GR86. So with that being said, the 2020 that we're in right now has 15,000 miles on it. It's going for just under $30,000. Now the dilemma that I'm in is that with my local Toyota dealer, I can put an order in for the GR86, so it'd be a 2023, but I'm looking at a 6-month to maybe a year on the waiting list to get that car. I know a couple months ago, I probably missed my opportunity to get one within a month and a half or two. And so at least with that one route, the waiting list seems pretty long. But with that being said, I can get a 6-speed manual, GR86. List price on those is right around $31,000 for the premium package, the one that I would spec to go with for a brand new vehicle. So 0 miles, 31, 32, possibly 33, depending on taxes and all that stuff. Or I believe the base model starts right around 28,000. So in today's market, it's been so crazy with new and used vehicles, both being in high demand. They're very hard to get a hold of because of that. And just from what I've heard with my local Toyota dealer is that they just can't keep up with the demand for the GR86. So apparently it is a very, very popular little sports car, and I can see the appeal to it because it's affordable, it's fun to drive, it's one of the best handling sports cars you can buy because of how lightweight it is. It's so nimble, the GR86 that we took to the Tail of the Dragon was probably the fastest car through that road that we had for the day, because you could just turn it left and right and just have a blast in the car. So they're a lot of fun. I can see the appeal to them. They're just not all that fast. And so the BRZ that we are in right now, this has a 2.4 liter flat 4-cylinder engine with 228 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. Now, in the world of 700 horsepower, 1,000, I just drove an 1,100 horsepower Dodge Charger. So we're going to 228 horsepower, and even less than that actually to the wheels. So in a world where everyone's getting higher and higher in horsepower, Subaru, Toyota, they really haven't done much horsepower upgrades to these cars, which I think a lot of people would like to see. They've improved the GR86. It has a lot better acceleration with whatever slight tunes and things that they have done to the new model. Just with the older ones here, we'll give it a little bit of an acceleration. See, this would be something that I would be interested in supercharging or adding a turbo, whatever made the most sense to, yikes, I gotta get used to that clutch pedal. So from second gear, that was my bad. It's hard to get used to it. When you drive manuals back to back, you gotta relearn a little bit. So let me do that again, because that wasn't the best. So we'll drop it down to second gear, but they're not that fast. Like, there's no drama to this car. So second gear again. That clutch pedal is so quick. You got to get used to it. But I mean, we're up to speed. It's just, they're not fast, but they're amazing to drive. And so doing something like that could be an option. Now, just to touch briefly on the other vehicles, we have the Toyota 86 that has a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 205, and 156 for those specs. So it's actually a little bit less power than if I went with the Subaru BRZ, which is interesting to see that it gives it a little bit more horsepower. Now, just to cover the GR86, the car that I actually want to get, that is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder as well, 228 and 184. So it's identical to the car that we are in right now. It's just going to have better acceleration in however Toyota did their tuning and everything like that. And then the last car to touch briefly on is the Scion FRS, a little bit older of a vehicle. That is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 200 and 151 are those specs. So they're all relatively similar. Just the pricing is going to vary depending on the model that you go with, the age of it, of course, the mileage, things like that. But I've been finding them maybe as low as $27,000. I feel like I've found some at 28, 29, and some of the 23 GR86s are going for almost $40,000. And that's not even brand new. Those are used cars I've found that have 2,000-3,000 miles on them, somewhere around there. So it's a crazy car market that we are in right now, which is why I think I want to go with a used one versus waiting the year to get a brand new one. Now, obviously, I'm going to do some more research on a new one, maybe see if I can find one somewhere else. But it's interesting car market that we're in. But the purpose of making this video is to talk to you guys about if that's something that you would like to see on the channel. My initial idea with the GR86 was it's a half-price version of my brother's Toyota Supra. So he just bought a 2023 manual Supra, and those go for right around $55,000 to $60,000. So getting an 86, a GR86, would be about half the price, $30,000 roughly. And so I thought that would be cool to have a half-price budget version of the Supra, because it handles amazing just like the Supra. It just doesn't have the power that can compete. So it's twice the price, has a lot more power than trying to supercharge one of these. But would it be a cool build? Would you guys enjoy seeing one of these cars alongside the manual Supra to see the differences between buying this car? Maybe this is your first car, maybe this is your budget, you're not ready for the Supra, but that's the end goal. do you want to see what we can do with this car, and maybe it would be sufficient where you wouldn't necessarily have to go with a Supra unless you really felt like you were ready to make the switch. So that's kind of my plan with this car. And like I said, I just saw this BRZ on the lot, so I figured it would be cool to drive one and talk about this because I can't get my hands on an 86. They are extremely hard to find, and if you do find them, they sell quick, or you can't drive them because they are being ready to be sold. So, Subaru BRZ. I'm not a huge Subaru fan, and it sounds funny because the 86 is the same car just with Toyota emblem slapped on it, which is why I was going for the Toyota, because I am more of a Toyota fan. I do like the BRZ though. It has some nice features in it that are slightly different. You know, they're identical, but they have some differences in them. But I like it. The 86 that we drove in the mountains was one of the best cars that I drove that day. And along with the Miata is pretty much the same, just without the back seat space. But this is a cool car. What do you guys think of these cars? Because they're in that affordable price point to get into a sports car, but without getting into trouble, because they're not that fast, like I said. We'll do one more acceleration here while we have a straight line from second gear. I don't have any twisty roads to really test this car today, but if you want to see that, check out the Tail of the Dragon. About half throttle. So I mean, we're up to speed. It's not slow, but it's not throw you back, like, you know, hang on, make sure you're steering, things like that. But it would be cool to add some more power and really see what it's capable of, and just mess with the cosmetics and the suspension, wheels, you know, do all the mods that we normally do on our channel. But I'm looking for another build. I really want the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, so this is kind of a placeholder, or would be a placeholder, until that truck became available. So let me know your thoughts down below on which car I should go with. Is it something that you would like to see us build for the channel? Because I miss the modifications. We've done a lot to my Tacoma. The Supra already has a lot that's been done to it. And I'm itching for another project. And I feel like this is at that affordable price point where you're watching this, you might be interested, you might want to see me do it, and then, hey, I'm gonna go buy one and then start doing all these parts. And it's not crazy expensive to get into something that's so tossable and fun to drive at the same time. So, one last acceleration. Hold on to your seats. But it's also a good first sports car for someone too. Getting into a manual car, if you want a manual, I think it's a lot more fun than the automatic. I don't know, I think I could see myself driving this. And now that I put a few more miles on it, it's not quite as small as I thought, but it's definitely smaller than my R8. So I would have to get used to going between the two, and the clutch pedals are completely different. Well, what do you guys think? Should I get a Subaru BRZ, Toyota, I'm getting all mixed up now. Should I get a Subaru BRZ, a Toyota 86, or should I just go for the new GR86? It's a tough decision. I've been thinking about it for a while. But I think it would be a fun addition to the channel. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so one, you don't miss out on our daily uploads, and two, you can join us on the journey for the next project car to modify, work on, and just have a blast with. So that's gonna wrap it up for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.